Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tammy and this is Happiness Created. Today is a French country video. I hope you enjoy it. Project number 1. I have this pot I got from Goodwill. It was $4, but I believe I paid half price, so it was $2. So I'm just going to take it and give it a good old scrub down, and boy oh boy did it need it. Once it's clean, I'm taking my plaster chalk paint and going over the entire thing. Then I take my shale green terracotta paint, cavern moss, mesa pink, and earthy rose, I believe it's called. And I paint all of the flowers and the vine. Then I'm going to take my white wax from Folk Art and I'm going over everything just to dull down the color. It's still a little bit dark. I might go over it with some plaster, like a real heavy dry brush, but anyway, for now, this is how it turned out. Then I'm taking that earthy rose, I believe it's called, and I'm going around the entire rim. And then I am going to cover that up with the white wax. And that's it. I put some boxwood in from Walmart, and that is it for this one. I think it's really, really pretty. Let me know what you guys think. And here's a little treat for you coming up in just a second. My little man, my little Nico. As I got closer, it scared him and he jumped up. But there he is. Project number 2. I have this tray from Dollar Tree, and these rub-on transfers I got off of Amazon. They will be in my store, which is linked down below. I'm taking my plaster chalk paint. I gave it 2 good coats, and then I took my finger sander, and I'm just going to rough it up just a tad. And they actually have like little bumps on the edge of the tray, you can see right there, and I just sanded off the paint. I'm not gonna say on all of it, but a lot of the bumps. Anyway, so once I sand it to my liking, I'm going to take out the rub-on transfers. This particular pack has 3 sheets, so I'm just taking them all out and deciding which sheet, which pieces of the sheets I am going to use, and then I will cut around the design as much as I can so that nothing gets ruined in the process. And then I will transfer it on to this little tray. I love these transfers. I don't know. I have a thing for rub-on transfers, I guess. I have a bit more than I'll probably ever use in my lifetime, but you know, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, right? I mean, that's my thought process anyway. So you just stick it down, and then it comes with this little stick, and you just rub on it until it transfers onto your piece of art, we'll say. And then you just lift it up gently. If it starts to come up with the carrier paper, you just lay it back down and rub it just a little bit more, and eventually it just releases and leaves a beautiful end product. Now, once it's all down, there was a little bit up on the side, so I just took my Cricut tool and I just scraped it off. It came off perfectly. So I have these little feet that I purchased off of Amazon. Again, they will be in my storefront. And I am just going to take some of my E6000 and I'm just going to add those feet to the bottom of my tray. They're not real super tall, but just enough for a little bit of a riser. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put one in each corner, and then I do put another one in the center of the long side of each side of the tray. Oh my good grief, that made no sense, but you'll see in just a minute what I did. And there it is. So I put something heavy on it, let it sit overnight, and that's it. I think this is so beautiful. I did put some Mod Podge on the top of the transfer just to protect it in case I wanted to add something, it wouldn't scrape it off. But I think it came out beautiful. And here you can see, again, they're not very tall, but it just gives it a little something extra. Let me know what you guys think of this one. Okay, on to project number 3. I have these, I'm just showing you, I'm going to be using some of those popsicle sticks. But I got this beautiful rice paper from my Victorian Heart. It will be, her website will be linked in my description box. I get all of my rice paper IOD products from Kimberly. She's amazing. So I got these signs at Dollar General for 50 cents because they were on clearance for the fall. So I am just going to take some wood glue and I'm just running it along the side of the signs and I am going to just glue them together. Now, I kind of messed up, okay? So bear with me. Here I'm taking off the little embellishments. There's a truck and a leaf and a pumpkin, I think. Yeah, so I take those off and then I stick them together and glue them together. Now, where I make my mistake is I take the popsicle sticks and I put them on the back side of the sign instead of on the front. It was just a brain fart, I guess. But anyways, so I pulled them back off and now I'm gluing them on the right or the correct side. So I'm just gluing the oh my good grief. I glued the 3 signs together and now I am just reinforcing it with these popsicle sticks. Once that's done, I flip it over and you can see where I pulled the popsicle sticks off. So now I'm going to take some of the, not the caulking, the putty, the wood putty, and I am going to fill the holes where the hangers were and where I took out some chunks of the back of the signs. It all works out. It's all good. So I just let it dry, and when it's dry, I take my sanding sponge from the Dollar Tree and I just sand off all of the excess putty and shake it off and then clean up that whole big mess before I go forward. Now I'm taking the same plaster chalk paint and I give it 2 good coats. Then I am going to take this rice paper and I'm going to tear the border off on all 4 sides. And that gives it that, like, obviously that ripped edge and gets rid of that straight, harsh edge. Then I'm going to take my Mod Podge and I am just going to adhere this rice paper right to the sign. And then I just let that dry a little bit, and then I put another layer of Mod Podge over the top of the entire piece. Now I have these wood dowels I got off of Amazon, and I painted them, I don't know what I was thinking, but I painted them with plaster, just like the back of the sign. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, but so I'm just taking my miter shears. I measure it and just put a little mark, and I'm sorry I'm out of frame here. I'm hoping to get a better setup. It's just not working for me, but anyway, and then I take the dowel and some wood glue and hot glue, and I am going to attach it to the sign to create a frame. And I just take some clamps and add that so that it holds it into place. And I do that obviously on all 4 sides. Now, once that's all dry, I take the clamps off, and then I'm taking this aquamarine blue Chalkology. It's an acrylic paint, and I am going to paint the dowel frame with this blue, and it just looks 1,000 times better, I promise. And once that's dry, I take a piece of one of my rub-on transfers and just add it to the bottom under the rice paper. And that's it for this one. I did add a hanger to the back. And yeah, that's it. I think it's so beautiful. I love how this came out and I love the image. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, project number 4. I have a charger that I got from Hobby Lobby. I believe it was from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to paint it with the plaster chalk paint from Waverly. I gave it 2 coats and then I started to go around the edge, but I don't know. I just didn't like the way it was coming out. So I have another set of rub-on transfers from Amazon, and this one also comes with 3 sheets. So I just am deciding which pieces I'm going to use, and I cut around the image just like the last one to not waste any of the transfers. These things are like gold, I tell you. So once I get the piece that I am going to use, I am just going to lay it down, press it down, and then use that same scraper tool. Now, I did use one of the Dollar Tree rub-on transfers as well. I'm sure you saw that right there. But now I'm using some of that lace ribbon also from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to wrap it around the edge of the charger. And I was going to leave it hanging, but I didn't like the way it looked. So once I got it all around the outside of the charger, I am going to flip it over and I'm going to glue it to the bottom part of the charger as well. And then once I get that all down, I am going to take some more legs that I also got off of Amazon. These are different, but I put 2 of them together so that it looked like a round leg for the center. And then I decided that I was going to put 4 more on the outer edge of the very bottom of the charger, as you can see right here. Again, they're not super tall, but just enough to give it a little height if you wanted to put something on it, like a candle with some greenery. I don't know that I would do that because it'll hide the image, the rub-on transfers, but you know, it's an option. How's that? So there it is. It's so beautiful. I love how this one came out too. I love that image. The clock is just everything to me. I love it so, so much. Let me know what you guys think of this one as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a great big thumbs up for me. It really helps me out. It lets YouTube know that you enjoy my content, and they'll push it out for others to enjoy as well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you'll consider sticking around and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a brand new video. I am going to be uploading every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be my normal upload. And then any other collaborations or playlists that I am involved with. So I hope I will see you every Thursday night. And until next Thursday, I hope you have a fantastic week.